All right, welcome to polynomial operations. This is where we're going to do the operations of add, subtract, and multiply on polynomials and use those to simplify polynomial equations. And by the way, this should be really easy because you've been doing this for a long time. Some terms. A monomial. A monomial has one term in the expression. A binomial, a bicycle, has two terms in the expression, and a trinomial, like a tricycle, has three terms in the expression. And the word polynomial, we just talk about any of them are called polynomials, especially anything bigger than a trinomial. Now, we cannot have any variables in the denominator or under a radical. So they can be all these different terms, but they can't have any variables in the denominator or underneath a radical. So adding and subtracting polynomials, these are just as simple as you think they are. They are basically, you are going to be combining like terms. And when you're doing subtraction, don't forget to distribute the negative in the second expression. So let's go through and try to do some of these. So I'm combining like terms. So I've got 2x to the fourth. It's the only x to the fourth I have. He's going to go right there. The next one, I'm going to look for some cubes. I have negative 3x cubes and 3 more x cubes. Negative 3 plus 3 makes 0 x cubes. I have 5x squareds minus 4x squared. So 5 minus 4 is 1x squared. Now look for my x's. All I have is 2x. And then my numbers. I have negative 8 and positive 6. Negative 8 plus 6 is negative 2. Ta-da! I just simplified. Combining like terms, basically. Now, I have to rewrite the second one down here. So I'm going to keep him like he is. 2x to the fourth minus 3x cubed plus 5x squared minus 8. But I'm going to distribute that negative times everything. So negative 3x cubed. Negative times negative is positive 4x squared. Negative times positive is negative 2x. Negative times positive is negative 6. And then I'm going to do what we did a moment ago and combine like terms. So I have a 2x to the fourth. No more x to the fourths. I have a negative 3x cubes and another negative 3x cubes makes negative 6x cubes. Remember, you're only adding the numbers in front. I have 5x squareds plus 4 more of them. 5 plus 4 makes 9x squareds. I have a minus 2x. And then I have negative 8 and negative 6. Negative 8 and negative 6 make negative 14. So I just did addition and subtraction of polynomials, which is basically combining like terms. Now about multiplying. The idea behind multiplying is you are basically distributing. So on the first one, I'm going to distribute negative 2, since he's on the outside, times everything, and then combine like terms if necessary. So negative 2 times 3 is negative 6x cubes. Negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8x squareds. Negative 2 times positive 2 is negative 4x's. Negative 2 times 6 is negative 12. And I look and see if anybody needs to be combined. I have a cubed, a squared, an x, and a number. That's my answer. Nobody's going to be combined. Now the next one is again distributing, and I'm going to tell you I've always have students that have trouble with distributing because they get lost in the middle. So I'm going to use what I call the box method. You don't have to use this, but if you are one of those people that gets lost in the middle because there's just so many x's and numbers, try this. This might help you out. Since I have 1, 2, 3 terms in the first one, I'm going to go across the top and write each term above a column. And then my second one, 3x and minus 5, that's going to go down the side. So if I had 4 terms by 4 terms, that'd be 4 boxes wide and 4 boxes down. Since this was 3 and 2, this is how I did it. And I'm going to multiply, kind of like a Punnett square when you were in biology. So 3 times 3 is negative 9. X and x cubed makes 4x's. So x to the 4th. Now I'm going to go across the top row. 3 times 5 is positive 15. X times x squared makes x cubed. Now across the top row again. 3 times negative 8 is negative 24. And we still have my x. Now I'm going to do the bottom row. Negative 5 times negative 3 is positive 15 x cubes. Negative 5 times positive 5 is negative 25 x squareds. And negative 5 times negative 8 is positive 40. Now if you were just distributing this out over here, like you would, you'd have all 6 of those. Now I'm going to do the combining like terms. So the first thing I'm going to do, it's going to look for any x to the 4ths. That's the only one I've got, so he goes first. Then I'm going to look for some cubes. So 15 plus 15 more make 30 x cubes. This is where I'm combining my like terms. And then I'm going to look for some squareds. And he's the only one. And then I'm going to look for some x's. That's the only one. And last but not least, I'm going to look for some numbers. So there's my answer. When I multiply that out, I used the box, but you can just distribute. And what I did is I combined like terms, and there we go. So adding and subtracting are combining like terms. Multiplying is basically distributing, which you can use the box, and combine like terms. Now we're going to put it all together. So if I look at this problem, he says that we're taking x times the first parenthesis minus, and then we're multiplying the 2 parentheses together. So I'm going to start with distributing this x. X times 2x, x times x is x squared, so I get 2x squared. X times negative 3 is negative 3x. And, you know, I told you that you can use the box for any of them. You can actually distribute this out, but I'm going to make the box. I'm going to put 2x plus 6 up here. Well, might help if I scoot over a little bit. And then down the side, I'm going to put x minus 1. And I'm going to multiply those together. X times 2x is 2x squared. Across the top, x times 6 is 6x. And I'm going to go to the bottom row. Negative 1 times 2x is negative 2x. And negative 1 times 6 is negative 6. So now I'm going to take the answer that I get there, and I'm going to put it back in my problem. So I have a minus sign. And minus what? This is where the answer is going to go. 2x squared, he has nobody to combine with. 6x and negative 2x, those combine. 6 and negative 2 make 4x. Negative 6, he's the only number. And then you notice I still have that subtraction sign that I need to distribute on the next step. So I'm going to bring down my 2x squared and my minus 3x. And now I'm going to distribute. Negative times 2x squared is negative 2x squared. Negative times positive 4 is negative 4x. Negative times negative is positive 6. And then our last step is see if anybody combines with like terms. So I'm going to start with my x squared. So I have 2x squared and negative 2x squared. Oh, wow, those cancel. They make 0. Then I do my x's. Negative 3 and negative 4 make negative 7x. And my numbers, just plain old 6. See, you're telling me that this entire thing that was said simplify with all those parentheses turned out to be negative 7x plus 6. Again, I distributed because there was an x in front. I multiplied out the two parentheses. I used the box, but you can just distribute. And then I went back and distributed the minus or subtraction sign in here. And then combine like terms.